I was born in Charleston, South Carolina. We lived there for a couple of years, then moved up to North Carolina when I was about 6. Always Catholic, so I grew up with daily mass and adoration. My mom would take us over to the church in Charleston that was relatively close to our house. When I was about 8 or 9 years old, my mother signed us up for altar servers, me and my brothers, and she did that without asking us, and none of us were really happy about it. However, it actually became something we all really enjoyed. Whenever someone asks me when I realized I had a call to the priesthood, one of the first things I tell them is the story of when I lived in South Carolina. I was about 5 years old, I think, and one of my friends wanted to be the Pope. And I said, well, I want to be the Pope too. So we had a deal that he would be Pope first, and then after he died, I would become Pope because he was a little bit older than me. I certainly don't want to be the Pope now. That's something that definitely has changed. But I think that instance is where it all began, and it kind of came and went and at different points in my life. So I went to Belmont Abbey, and it was really in my communications with different people at Belmont Abbey, different involvement in certain ministries, especially Totus Tuus, that it became very clear to me. It was my sophomore year, 2015, where it was definitive, I'm making concrete steps towards this. I'm relatively young, so I like athletics. I love playing sports. You name it, I'll play it. Except for soccer, ironically, is one of those things where I don't necessarily enjoy. Definitely hanging out with my friends, with sports, or even just if it's a good conversation. When I say I'm a man of faith, or please God, give me the virtue of faith, faith is not that much different than trust, other than the fact that it's trust in a person and who gives you this gift of faith that takes it from a natural level of trust to a supernatural level of certainty in God, and certainty that God exists. And with this faith, you will never have to worry about what's going to happen or anything that people might do to hurt you. I love the Diocese of Charlotte so much, and to be able to minister to the people who in a great way have formed me is just something that is really close to my heart. Honestly, one of the things I'm most looking forward to is simply being a priest, having that configuration to Christ, the priest, and then my life becoming a sacrifice. Activities such as the sacraments are obviously essential, and they're good for everything at all times. So the sacrifice of the Mass is definitely high on my list, and I am so looking forward to that. I know the demographic in the Diocese of Charlotte has changed a lot over the past 5, 10 plus years, and frankly, I think it's something to be very excited about. We have really good ministries for Hispanics. We have really good ministries for Vietnamese. I have actually been studying Spanish for the past 3 years, and I've loved it. I've really enjoyed that. I've loved the culture, I've loved the people, because these people have real faith. So as Charlotte changes, it will, anything changes, right? But the message is always the same. We certainly don't change our ministry for different people because the message is the same. And so like St. Paul would become all things to all men, that I might save a few. And it's my hope that Charlotte will never lose sight of that, because I think they've done a pretty good job so far of really emphasizing that we need to communicate this message to as many people as we can.